Good evening, I'm Ces Orenia Drillo.
I'm Pauline Berzosa.
The big stories tonight, the Ombudsman now has the computer and other files of Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral. The turnover of these possessions happened amid lingering questions on the circumstances of the late DPWH Undersecretary's demise.
And the Interior Department says a 5-story basement now being constructed at a residence owned by resigned Congressman Zaldico could be used as a parking garage or a storage for money.
On the other personalities being linked to the flood control scandal, the Senate has rejected the request of contractor Curly Discaya and the so-called BGC boys to leave detention for the holidays.
Sapatos niya bago siya tumalon. So it shows the psychological patterns of a jump. The results of the DNA case is yet to be released, but the fingerprints and the fingerprints match. Her pictures match. All the biometric features show that it is her with great degree of certainty.
The Department of Public Works and Highways has formally turned over to the Office of the Ombudsman the computer equipment and official files from the office of former Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral. The turnover was made in compliance with the subpoena duces tecum issued by the Ombudsman yesterday. The subpoena ordered the production of documents, electronic data, and storage devices linked to Cabral's work at the Public Works Department. The materials handed over reportedly cover records spanning the past 10 years. All of these will be subjected to forensic examination as part of the Ombudsman's ongoing probe into alleged irregularities in infrastructure projects nationwide. The DPWH said it will continue to cooperate with the investigation and provide access to records and personnel as required by law.
Meanwhile, authorities have completely ruled out foul play in the death of Cabral. DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla confirmed this in a press con today, but clarified that Cabral's driver, Ricardo Hernandez, remains a person of interest. The National Bureau of Investigation has also expressed interest in subjecting Hernandez to a polygraph test to confirm his statements. According to Remulla, the autopsy showed no signs of foul play in Cabral's death, no signs of physical struggle in her car, no skin cells found in her fingernails, and no bullet wounds in her body. Remulla added that one factor considered for the conclusion was that Cabral removed her shoes prior to her fall.
It is usual in jump cases of suicide attempts when they jump that they take off their shoes. And it was apparent in that moment, I think her shoes were separate from the body, na tinanggal niya talaga sapatos niya bago siya tumakbo at tumalon. So it shows the psychological patterns of a jump suicide.
Remulla also responded to speculation that the recovered body is not that of Cabral's. Post-mortem examiners noted extensive facial injuries to the right side of Cabral's face.
The results of the DNA case is yet to be released, but the fingerprints and the fingerprints match. Her pictures match. The problem was that the old photos and the new ones may discrepancy konti kasi we think that there was plastic surgery done beforehand. And so medyo magkaiba eh. But otherwise, all the biometric features show that it is her with great degree of certainty.
Former DPWH Undersecretary Cathy Cabral is said to have met her end in an area near a controversial rockfall netting project along Cannon Road. a project which will soon be the subject of a criminal complaint. And joining us tonight to talk about this is Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong. Good evening to you, Mayor Magalong.
Good evening, Ted. Good evening, Pauline. Good evening to our viewers.
Earlier in our sister program, Morning Matters, you revealed a knife that was found. Were there other maybe suspicious objects in the room,
Yes,
in the hotel room?
Yes, Ted. What happened was that there was a search warrant that was implemented last December 20, and there were several items that were actually recovered. Ang significant doon sa mga items na na-recover is the 13-inch knife at yung mga medicines. And one of the medicine is actually quentapine, which is a psychotic drug. Antipsychotic drug. Yun. Depression drug. Yeah.
Ano pa po? Were there other things?
Meron mga car keys, mga IDs niya, at clothing.
Okay, this medicine po, could that be used, could that be taken for an overdose? Was that an option of the now deceased USEC?
I doubt, Cesar. No? According to the autopsy report, nag-take siya ng medicine eh. So doon sa toxicology result, lumalabas na nag-take siya ng antidepressant medicine.
So we can conclude that she was suffering from depression, that she had a mental condition, emotional mental condition?
Yeah. Yeah, most probably. Kasi isa itong sa mga drugs and also is a lemborexant, pang-relax yan eh. And then melatonin, pampatulog yan eh.
Mayor, did you manage to get to speak to her while I understand that she made frequent visits to Baguio?
No, I never had the chance to talk to her prior to the incident. You know? The first time that I talked to her was, where I met her was sometime in 2019 during the roadshow of the toll project for Cannon Road. And then the second time that I had an opportunity to talk to her was during the interview in ICI. That was in September. Yeah.
But Mayor, to your knowledge, did Yusek Cabral frequently visit Baguio? I mean, is there more to her visit this time when her death happened? Is that relevant to the investigation?
Yeah, relevant din naman yun sa investigation. Kailangan malaman mo lahat eh. Bakit ka pabalik-balik doon? Sinong binabalik at balikan mo sa Baguio? Siguro ang titingnan natin doon is yung immediate na mga events prior to the death. And that is actually the particular day mismo na pag-akyat niya, bakit siya huminto doon sa lugar na yon? Without the police patrol accosting them, sinabihan sila na hindi kayo pwede dyan magparada kasi masikip yung daan, makakabala kayo. So they were compelled to leave the area together with the driver and go up to the city of Baguio. And then sometime at past 2 o'clock, they came back. And then doon pa rin, exactly the same area, doon pa rin uli siya nagpa.
Yun nga po, Mayor, no? Do you know anything about this specific location? Is that rock netting project associated with Yusek Cabral?
Wala namang kuwan, ano? If you look at the rock netting project that we initiated an investigation of the anomaly, hindi naman siya kasali doon sa kuwan eh. Hindi naman siya kasali sa mga kakasuhan. Kaya I was just wondering bakit lumabas yun. Actually, ang nangyari doon during the interview ng inquirer sa akin, nagtanong sila kung may mga rock netting projects doon. Sabi ko, yes, there are rock netting projects. In fact, from the place of incident, 100 meters going up to the city of Baguio, may mga series of rock netting. Pero I doubt if it has anything to do with, the selection of the particular place.
Well, on this rock netting project, wala pa pong nakakasuhan ukol dyan, no? It's still pending.
Well, we already submitted the investigation report complete with the complaint lahat sa ITI at sa DPWH. All they have to do is file it with the Ombudsman.
All right.
That was 2 weeks ago.
We'll return to that later, but would you know of, because we had Congressman Erice on the show last night, and he mentioned a mansion that the USEC also frequents. Are you familiar with this mansion?
Are you referring to the Ion Hotel?
Mukhang iba,
Iba
Mayor,
po eh.
po.
Ay, iba pa.
Oo.
Most probably siguro dahil paborito niya yung Baguio na puntahan eh.
But you have no knowledge.
No knowledge, no knowledge whatsoever.
Okay, going back to the netting po and the ICI's in action or has yet to act on this, kailan nyo ba sinubmit yung report?
Yung case investigation report at the
Opo.
complaint, no one. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago
Through the
lang.
CIDG. Yeah, CIDG submitted the...
Why did it also take, what is this report that you submitted? Who conducted the investigation?
Well, we initiated the investigation at tapos iniwanan ko na sa CIDG. Tinapos ngayon ng CIDG lahat yung investigation.
Can you fill us in on the findings of the CIDG?
Well, there is a massive anomaly that was discovered and sabi nga nung contractor mismo doon during my personal interview of the contractor who is Arnold Tulding, sabi niya Sir, ako na siguro magsasabi sa inyo na buong 90% ng Quezon Road project na rock netting substandard yan. Sabi ko, bakit mo naman sinabing substandard? Sir, isa lang ang pinanggalingan ng supplies niyan Tapos nung pinakita ko sa kanya, ito yung mga na-recover namin, mga kalakalawang na mga materyales. Sabi ko, hindi dapat kinakalawang yan according to defined specs niya. Sabi ko, bakit kinalawang? Yun nga, sir, isa lang ang pinanggalingan ng supply na yan, sabi niya.
So yung supply na yun saan po?
Tinuro nga niya yun. Tinuro nga niya yung grupo ni Congressman Eric Yap.
Okay, so you're just awaiting the filing of charges in connection with this particular project.
Yes, yes. Oo.
Now, going back to the Ion Hotel, sino po bang may-ari ng Ion Hotel?
Well, I'm very much aware of the controversies surrounding yung Ion Hotel because I was there during about 3 years ago nung nagkaroon ng controversy yan between Holiday Inn at yung mga investors. And later on, yung Holiday nag-withdraw na. It was taken over by itong ano pangalan nito, si Da Sanchez. And then, I was really surprised nung pinacheck ko kasi nag-request sa akin ng CIDG kung na mag-apply sila ng search warrant. Sabi ko, sige, tutulungan ko kayo. So when I got all the documents regarding yung ownership, I was really surprised na nasa pangalan na ni Mr. Robin Lee Tan.
Mayor, ito po yung
Again,
malapit na
Robin Tan,
kaibigan ni Congressman Eric Yap.
No doubt about it. Kasi karamihan naman ng mga pag-aari nila nandun sa pangalan ni Mr. Robin Tan.
So, Mayor, ano po kaya yung tie? So, between Congressman Eric Yap, Yusek Cathy Cabral, in particular with this Ion Hotel, and how relevant is that to this case?
Well, alam naman lahat ni Kwan Alam mo, during the... probably it has nothing to do with the suicide case, ano? Directly. Pero alam lahat ni Yusek Cabral yung massive amount of fund that was poured in to rehabilitate Cannon Road, especially itong rock netting project. And not only that, not only about Cannon Road, but in the entire Philippines, the rock netting project. Alam na alam ni Yusek Cabral yan. At sino yung mga nakinabang dyan, alam na alam niya yan.
So you're saying that her knowledge and the pressure, we're speculating here, but tell me what you think. Her knowledge and involvement is putting pressure on her to either keep quiet or spill the beans. I mean, those were the only two choices that she had.
Yeah, I can, I can just sort of, I can probably, just imagine the pressure of not talking, of not really, kasi nga, he's in the middle of it. Yung alam na alam niya yung mga allocables. During my interview sa kanya, when I was still with the ICI, I even mentioned to her, sabi ko, why is it that you're perceived as the most powerful USEC in the PWS, that you are even capable of countermanding the order of your boss, sabi ko, of your secretary. Sabi niya, hindi naman po, hindi naman. Can you stand up? Sabi ko, and please, come closer to the digital board and I'll show you numbers. And can you look at this chart? And I showed him a chart showing yung net, yung mga allocables na naka-indicate doon yung mga amount at yung resulta nung GAA 2025. Patulad yan, yung kay sa Region 4B, pinakita ko sa kanya yung Region 4B. Nagulat nga yung mga commissioner ng ICI eh. Nung pinakita ko yun sabi ko, why is it sa net ni Congressman Tariela nakalagay dyan? Sabi ko, that's 2.5 billion ang net niya. Tapos naglagay kayo ng mga allocables. And then ang resulta niyan, after the BICAM, naging 20.9 billion. Yung kay Congressman Panaligan, for example, sabi ko sa kanya, ito, 1.5 billion lang ang net after a series of committee hearing. Bakit naglagay kayo ng allocables dyan na ganitong amount? O tapos yung resulta, naging 20.7 billion pesos.
So ano pong sagot niya?
What is the capacity of the district engineer?
Anong sagot niya?
Ang sagot niya is, una yung reaction niya. Bigla siya nanginig, tapos humingi ng tubig, tapos habang uminom ng tubig, nag-tremble siya. But then sabi niya, si Secretary po. Utos ni Secretary.
Okay, so this was the time when you were still at the ICC, the early days, ICI rather, early days of the ICI.
Yes. Second week.
One question that's mind-boggling is why the computer and all the documentation, I mean, it had to take her death for the ombudsman to get these evidence. Bakit hindi nyo pa kinuha noong nasa ICI pa kayo?
Wala pa kami na-file na case sa kanya. Wala pa na-file na case sa kanya, Ses.
Mayor, how true is it that Yusek Cabral allegedly wanted to become state witness? This is what Congressman Leviste told us here on the program, that she expressed that she actually wanted to become state witness, but she was never offered daw po.
During our interview sa ICI, there were no indication whatsoever that he wants to become a state witness.
So at that time, she wasn't being candid with you?
Yes, most probably, yes. Most probably. And she's hiding a lot of information.
Could you not have, as ICI, made that offer to her?
Too premature. Too premature.
But now that, now that she has passed and the ombudsman has her computer and other evidence, supposed evidence, you think that there is a chance to get to the bottom of this once and for all?
Pwede rin. Siguro, yes. Oo, definitely. At least makikita mo. Pero critical din kasi yun na makita rin natin yung laman ng kanyang mga cellphones. I presume na hindi nag-iisa ang cellphone niya. Malamang siguro marami siyang cellphone. Unfortunately, we were not able to recover the cellphone that she used during the incident, during the time of incident.
So, what again just to clarify what you said earlier, no, nung nag-search warrant, ang owner ng hotel ay sino po ulit?
Ralph Robin Lee Tan.
Okay, who is a very close associate of the Congressman.
Yes. No.
What is your basis for saying this? Paano sila close associates?
Well-known sila eh. Well-known yan. It's a public knowledge.
How so? Kasi hindi po kami public knowledge sa Baguio. Saan po?
Sa Benguet. Baguio and Benguet. Yes.
Magkasosyo sila sa negosyo o explain it further, Mayor, so we can understand the connection.
Well, they have been together for so many years. At karamihan ng mga, sabi nga ng mga taga-Benguet mismo, karamihan ng mga properties na ina-acquire ni Congressman, alleged, na ina-acquire ni Congressman Yap, allegedly, are in the name of Robin Tan.
Okay, so parang front.
Yes.
All right.
Mayor, yes, I wanted to get your thoughts on this list that's in the possession of Congressman Leviste. He says this contains nga, the proponents, the amounts. Have you seen this list, Mayor?
Meron ako niyan eh. Yan nga yung pinakita ko sa kanya. Meron akong similar list. I just don't know if that is exactly the list. Pero I have a list as well showing all the budgets that were given to the district engineers and corresponding legislative yung representatives.
Pati
Yun yung binabanggit ko sa inyo kanina.
Galing din po to kay Yusek Cabral, Mayor?
Hindi. Nakuha ko yan from my own source.
within the DPWH?
Hindi ko na lang siguro sasabihin. Pero nung pinakita ko yan, hindi dininay ni Kwan eh. Hindi nag-deny si Yusek Cabral eh. I know he's very familiar with the document eh. Hindi niya, siguro nag-isip siya, paano kaya nakuha ni Mayor Magalong ito? Siguro nag-iisip siya, no? Kaya nanginig siya eh.
Okay, paano how did you interpret her reaction as being, as confirming that that document is legit?
Na-intimidate siya. Na-intimidate siya, na-agitate siya. Kaya the mere fact na, pa nga siya, very confident pa nga siya nung tinanong ko siya about his perceived as the most powerful USEC. Relax na relax pa siya eh. Pero nung humarap siya doon sa chart na yon, talagang nagulat siya. Tapos bigla na siya, kitang-kita mo talaga yung reaction. He was bothered. He was really bothered. And he never denied it. He never denied it. She never denied it. Yes.
She was supposed to have appeared at the ICI but didn't show up. Although there's another version naman from Congressman Leviste that she was not invited. Well,
I'm no longer aware of that. Yeah, wala na ako nun.
Oo nga. Could we, the year's about to end, you resigned from the ICI. What is your assessment of its performance? Objectively, if you can be objective and walang sar-graping, Mayor.
Yes. Alam mo kasi ang taas ng expectation. And yung dedication ng mga commissioners, talagang there's no doubt. They're really dedicated. They're very committed. It's the power. Kulang ng power, kulang ng funding. Kaya yung expectation yung performance is really below the expectation.
Okay, on another matter, Sara Diskaya is now in jail in Lapu-Lapu, Cebu. Ano po ang masasabi nyo about that development?
Well, dapat lang naman na makulong na sila. Pero sana magsalita pa sila. No? Alam mo, marami.
Go ahead, Mayor. We lost you. All right, at this point, we just have to end it there. We lost our line to Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong. Thank you for talking to us, Mayor.
Now, at this point, we're just going to take a quick break, but coming up, Congressman Terry Redon calls colleague Leandro Leviste a liar for linking him to contractors. That and more stories still ahead. Keep it here on One News.
You're watching the big story here on One News. DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla says they've uncovered a supposed plan by former Congressman Zaldico to build a 5-story basement as part of his residence in Forbes Park. Remulla said the information about the basement was obtained from cost applications submitted to the Forbes Park Village Association and the Makati City Government. Remulla noted that building a 5-story basement for a residential property was highly unusual. Such a feature, Remulla believes, may have been purposely built to store wads of cash.
Our initial investigation showed that the house being constructed by Zaldico has a 5-story basement together with his application. It's still being constructed. Hindi ba tapos? So ano pa lang siya, naudlot ng lahat na nangyari dito. I assume kasi no one constructs a 5-story basement for a house, di ba? Kahit gaano kalaki yung bahay mo. So the only rational use of a 5-story basement is either a parking garage or for the storage of money. Because it's very difficult to live in a basement.
Meantime, Senate detainees linked to the flood control scandal will not be getting a Christmas break. That's after the upper chamber denied holiday furlough requests from contractor Curly Discaya and former DPWH engineers Bryce Hernandez, JP Mendoza, and Henry Alcantara. Senate President pro tempore Ping Lacson, who also chairs the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, said he recommended turning down the requests due to security concerns. He also cited statements that arrest warrants could be issued before Christmas. Lacson believes the risk of escape becomes greater given that possibility. Discaya, Hernandez, Mendoza, and Alcantara are being held in contempt for refusing to cooperate in the Senate's probe into alleged anomalous flood control projects. And while they may attend Mass and receive family visits inside the upper chamber, the 4 will not be allowed to leave the facility.
And it's Bicol Saro Party List Congressman Terry Ridon versus Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leviste. Ridon has called out his colleague for filing the resolution requesting the lower house to investigate him for alleged involvement in anomalous projects. Leviste claimed Ridon has links to some contractors that bagged billions of pesos in government contracts. Among these are Bicol Gold Rock Construction, GCI Construction, and other companies owned by Steve and Gigi Ibasco. Leviste alleged that the Ibasco companies got 42.3 billion pesos worth of contracts in the Bicol region and 4.68 billion pesos in Batangas. The neophyte lawmaker also cited 150 million pesos in projects Bicol Saro proposed under the 2025 budget, as well as some road projects in Camarines Sur awarded to Bicol Gold Rock. In response, Ridon called Leviste a liar and pointed out that he was not even a congressman yet when the 2025 budget was drafted. He also denied knowing the Ibasco couple.
Nakita ho natin talaga. And I've read the transcript already of the 2 shows where he said na it was actually me who made those insertions. Una, super sinungaling si Congressman Leviste. At pangalawa, fake news. Yung sinasabi niya na meron po ako insertions for the 2025 national budget kung hindi pa ho ako kongresista nung pong binubuo po ito nung pong 2024. It's very clear. The record is clear. I was not part of the 19th Congress. I just returned to Congress June 30, 2025. So, ibig sabihin, there was no possibility for me to actually make an insertion for the 2025 budget. Doon pa lang ho, he should be made accountable for lying and for doing fake news, no? Relating to my supposed insertion po for the 2025 budget.
In a statement, Leviste tried to clarify that what he meant was insertions made by Bicol Saro, which was part of the 19th Congress, and that he just wanted Ridon to check with his group if indeed proposed road projects in Camsur worth 150 million pesos. Leviste even challenged the media to not allow Ridon to evade the allegation. Leviste likewise called for Ridon's resignation as House Public Accounts Chair, something the Bicol Saro representative said he won't do.
And meantime, Lanao del Sur 1st District Congressman and House Appropriations Committee Vice Chair Zia Alonto Adyong clarified that there is no pork in the 2026 national budget as approved by the BICAM. In a statement following his interview here on The Big Story last night, Adyong said he did not confirm the presence of pork in the 2026 General Appropriations Bill. He adds, and we quote, "In fact, I stated the opposite. As I was interrupted while giving my answer in the budget deliberations, my train of thought remained squarely on those deliberations. In responding with a yes, I was merely recognizing the host's interjection and the people's apprehension regarding pork in the budget." Adyong went on to say that he even described what pork barrel funds are in general in the context of the 2026 budget. And his intention was to, quote, "recognize the apprehension and to rebut the apprehension thoroughly." Adyong insisted that the NEP submitted to Congress is composed of line-by-line appropriations. The congressman also insisted that the 2026 spending fund is not a pork barrel budget, and neither does it contain pork appropriations. Now, the interview Congressman Adyong referred to was last night, and at one point, we asked Congressman Adyong about guarantees he can give the public that there is no pork and no insertions in the budget. Here is his answer, and we're airing that portion his camp raised as is. Take a listen.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to clarify when you talk about by insertions, that is a line item that is not present under the NEP, meaning to say it was inserted and behind closed doors. Normally, what we've seen in the previous GAA was it was inserted during the bicameral conference. That's why we had the bicameral conference live stream live so that people would know kung ano nangyayari po dyan. So it big sabihin, the line items that was discussed, all the line items that were discussed and voted upon by the House of Representatives were all products of the submission of the executive branch under the NEP, the National Expenditure Program. But there is also we called about appropriation. There's also that mandate for the House of Representatives to readjust, increase and decrease each of the line items discussed in the committee and then discussed in the plenary. So everything was done not only by a proper and a legal manner, but it just was also live streamed and documented well by the public. So when you talk about
So,
insertion,
Congressman, walang insertion pero may pork.
there is,
soft
yes,
pork.
I would agree. Yes, I would agree that there is, but the pork that we're talking here about is if it's a lump sum budget, but all the budget that was submitted and the NEP were line items, right? So it's just a matter of increasing, decreasing. And there are also a lot of agencies that, kasi karamihan po sa mga budget talaga ng mga per agencies, hindi yun yung original na sinasabit nila sa DBCC. Some of the budgets were reduced because of the utilization rate. And once we hold the committee deliberation, some agencies even request the sponsors for their budget to increase a certain line items, and that's the power of the House. That's what you call balancing all the. But you have also be conscious about the ceiling. You cannot go beyond even a single cent. Hindi mo po pwede yun. So once you increase a certain funding, you also have to point out which line item would you reduce the funding based on the utilization rate and the implementation of the projects.
This is a big story on One News. Ahead, President Marcos gamely answers questions related to Christmas in his latest vlog. That and more Welcome back and thank you for staying with us here on The Big Story. With Christmas just around the corner, it's getting busier by the hour at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange or PTEX. For updates, let's check in with mobile journalist Ivan Tarinque. Ivan, kamusta na ba ang sitwasyon dyan sa PTEX?
Yes, currently nga, no, tuloy-tuloy nga yung pagdagsa ng mga pasahero dito sa PITX. So makikita nyo nga sa likuran ko, medyo nag-die down na, bumaba na ng konti yung volume ng pasahero kanina. Pero ikot ko kayo ngayon currently kung ano yung current situation dito sa loob ng terminal. So far, ito yung bandang entrance. So yung first floor ng terminal, makikita natin talagang marami na yung pasahero at medyo may kahaba na yung pila. Itong pilang ito, medyo mahaba pero ito yung papuntang Cavite, no? Pero yun yung kinoconsider nila as short trip. Pero pag pumunta naman tayo dito konti, ito yung Gate 5, no? Karamihan ng bus dito is mga provincial buses, no? Mga papuntang Bicol, papuntang North, papuntang Baguio, no? So makikita natin pag lumabas ka dito, andyan yung mga pero ito makikita natin dahil medyo may traffic dahil yung mga pasahero sila ng konti para lang makatraffic yung upuan ay na-prioritize. Dito, lipat lang tayo konti dahil medyo malakas yung audio nung mic, no? Pero so far, sa ating pag-iikot dito kanina, may kita naman na talagang umaga pa lang, mahaba na yung pila doon pa lang sa mga ticket booths, no? So, umaga pa lang mahaba na yung mga pila sa mga ticket booth at talagang ilang mga pasahero kinailangan nilang umupo doon sa mga sahig para lang mag-antay at makakuha nga ng ticket, no? Ayon sa kanila, maaga pumila yung ilan doon, ng alas 6 pa lang pumila na para lang makasecure ng ticket ngayong araw. Pero so far, doon sa huling pag-usap natin sa kanila, pahirapan daw yung pagbili ng ticket at talagang hindi nila alam kung ano yung oras na makukuha nila. And more likely daw, hindi nila makuha yung preferred time nung kanilang biyahe. Pero so far, kanina nung chinek natin yung data mula doon sa terminal officials, yung biyaheng pa Bicol, yun talaga yung pinakamalaki yung numbers ng fully book, no? Kulang-kulang 50% yan, no, nung mga biyahe. Pero ni-make sure naman nila na yung mga pasahero na mag-walk-in at bibili ng ticket ngayong araw, makakabili pa rin naman. Unfortunately, baka nga lang hindi makuha yung kanilang preferred time, no? Pero kanina nag-ikot na rin si NCRP Original Director Anthony Aberin dito sa terminal, no? Just to make sure kung ano yung situation ng mga pasahero at maiwasan nga yung mga untoward incident na maitala, lalo na talagang shoulder to shoulder yung dami ng pasahero ngayon dito sa terminal.
Pero yung mga, Ivan, yung traffic around PTEX, kamusta naman?
Yes, kanina sa pagmamonitor natin, may mga parts talaga na papunta dito sa Pasay, Parañaque area na talagang medyo congested yung daloy ng traffic. Pero yun nga, paalala nga kasi ng terminal officials na pag pumunta dito sa may terminal, i-make sure na maaga silang aalis at maaga silang makakarating dito sa terminal para nga hindi nga maiwasan ng kanilang bus na sasakyan pa uwi ng kanilang probinsya, no? And kasama diyan nagpire sila na pack light, no, dahil nga medyo congested nga yung terminal at talaga shoulder to shoulder yung situation sa loob ng terminal para hindi man-hassle yung mga pasahero na yung iba mahigit 12 oras na babiyahe pa uwi ng kanilang mga probinsya.
Pero kamusta naman ang mood? Kasi isang araw na 2 days more. 2 days more, magpapasko na. Kamusta naman ang mood dyan?
Alam mo, talagang medyo Christmas na yung mood dito sa loob ng terminal. Actually, sa harapan ko nga, itong information desk talagang naka-design na as a Christmas theme, no? Pagpasok pa lang ng mga pasahero, actually, ito yung mga bubungad, no? May mga Christmas decorations gaya nitong angel at may mga gift basket at meron din siyempre Christmas tree na makikita sa entrance. So talagang ramdam na yung festive feeling or Christmas season feeling dito sa loob ng terminal. Pero siyempre, yung ilang mga pasahero naantay pa na makauwi ng kanilang mga probinsya para maramdaman nila yung kanilang Pasko season, Ses.
Oo nga, hindi naman natin sila masisisi kasi hanggang today may opisina pa, di ba? Tayo nga, nagtatrabaho pa. So, ganyan talaga ang mangyayari. Dagsaan, yung mga kalilive lang, di ba? Sa kanilang opisina.
Tama ka dyan, Ses. No? Yung iba nga, nag-leave na ngayong araw. No? Isa doon sa nakausap natin na pasahero, nag-leave na ngayong araw para makabiyahe na nga ngayong araw para daw kahit paano makapag-celebrate siya ng Noche Buena with her family. No? Kasi pag bukas pa raw sila bumiyahe, baka mahirapan at hindi makabiyahe sila ng diretso. So, mas okay na daw na mag-leave ngayong araw para tuloy-tuloy yung kanilang Christmas events sa kanilang mga pamilya. Ses?
All right, thank you so much, Ivan Tarinque, our mobile journalist, reporting to us live from PTEX.
All right, and now let's head over to Cubao, Quezon City, where bus terminals are seeing steady passenger arrivals ahead of Christmas Eve. And mobile journalist Francis Rivera is joining us live on the ground. Francis, dagsan na rin ba ang mga tao dyan ngayon?
Yes, believe talaga na marami pa rin humahabol na mga kapatid nating uuwi sa kanilang mga probinsya ngayong sasapit na Pasko. At gaya nga dito sa Cubao Bus Terminal, talaga namang dagsa na yung mga kapatid natin. No? Kaya naman isa dito sa mga kilalang bus terminal, sold out or fully booked na yung mga online reservation para sa mga biyahe nila. Pero hindi naman daw sila nagsasarado para doon sa mga gusto gusto mag-walk-in doon sa mga trans passenger, ay open na open pa raw sila. Kaya kung mapapansin natin doon sa may loob, no, kung medyo may hinala ang signal, pero doon sa loob mahaba-haba pa rin ang pila para doon sa mga gustong kumuha ng ticket para maging trans passenger sa mga biyahe. Lalo na dito, no, ng mga papuntang norte gaya ng Baguio, Lingayen, no, Olongapo at Pangasinan. So, makikita nyo dun sa aking likuran, no, every 30 minutes, no, pumapasok kung dumarating yung mga bus, no, kaya ang panawagan nga ng pamunuan ng terminal na ito, no, hangga't maaari daw dun sa mga gusto pang umabol, mas maganda kung agahan na daw ang punta nila para at least sure na daw po ang mga biyahe na masasakyan nila. Pero yun nga, no, hindi naman daw sila kasi maubusan ng mga bus dahil kung sakali man maubusan, handa naman daw nila magdagdag pa ng mga scheduled trips at mga bus, no, para ma-accommodate ng ating mga kapatid na uuwi sa kanilang probinsya.
Alright, pero we do wish safe travels para sa lahat ng mga kapatid natin na babiyahe ngayong gabi. For now, thank you very much for that report. That was mobile journalist Francis Rivera reporting live from Cubao in Quezon City.
Now finally, for our big picture tonight, it's President Bongbong Marcos in a light-hearted moment. In his vlog, his latest vlog, the chief executive answered holiday-related questions first before sending his Christmas greetings to Filipinos. Let's watch this.
Sa dinami-dami ng problema na hinaharap natin sa opisina araw-araw, dumagdag pa sa iniisip ko itong mga tanong na natanggap natin. Kaya ngayon, susubukan natin sagutin isa-isa. Ano ang dapat gawin kapag hindi mo gusto ang regalong natanggap mo sa exchange gift? Pwede ba ito ipasa sa iba? Ginagawa nyo ba ito? Siyempre, pagka natanggap mo, kahit ano man yung natanggap mo, siyempre naka-smile ka. At saka thank you. Alalahanin mo. Ito naman, kahit ano pa ang binabigay sa inyo, kahit meron ka na, ito'y galing sa puso nung nagbigay. Yun ang alalahanin natin. Pero hindi naman dapat na masayang. Ipasa nyo sa ibang tao na makikinabang doon sa magandang regalo na yon. Gaano kalaki ang tamang kuha ng Leche Plan? Pasko naman kumuha ka ng anong gusto mo. Basta yung mga nagdadala ng pagkain, damihan na lang ninyo. Ilang pirasong lumpiang Shanghai ang dapat kainin? Basta't nabubusog kayo. Again, Pasko naman Dapat medyo mag-enjoy tayo. Huwag natin iniisip na kailangan magpigil sa ating kasiyahan. Kaya ulit, yung mga maghahanda ng pagkain, dami-damihan na lang ninyo. para may baong pampauwi. Ano ang dapat sabihin sa kamag-anak kapag sinabi niya, uy, tumaba ka? Madaling sagutin yan. Uy, tumaba ka. Oo nga eh. Ikaw din. Ikaw, what do you think? Anong dapat sabihin? Tumaba ka daw.
Ka malaki yung tiyan ko. Dapat naman, wala akong stress. Happy ako.
Kami naman ang magtatanong. Ang lagi namin tinatanong sa mga anak namin, yung 3 anak kong lalaki, ba't wala pa kaming apo?
Tama yan, honey. Sana all. Yan ang Christmas wish ko.
Wala kayong mabola, no? Obligado ba kaming magbigay ng regalo sa aming mga inanak? Pwede po bang Pwede po bang pagtaguan yung mga inaanak namin? Ay kami hindi namin pwedeng pagtaguan dahil madali kaming hanapin. Kaya kompleto ang listahan namin doon sa aming mga inaanak at marami-rami din. Ngayon, yung iba siguro, pag hindi nyo talaga nakikita na o hindi na kayo nag-uusap, pag may app, pwede nyo na i-Gcash yung mga regalo ninyo. Ngayon, mas madali na. Pag may potluck, ano ang luto dala-dala ni PBBM? Ang gagawin ko para makarami at saka madaling gawin? Spaghetti. Sana ay masaya at mapayapa ang inyong pagdiriwang kasama ang inyong mga kaanak at kaibigan. Sa pagkain, yung sakto lang po. Alam nyo naman, mataas ang mga kaso ng heart attack ngayong panahon dahil napaparami po ang kain natin ng taba. Ingat lang po sa pagmamaneho kung saan po kayo pupunta. At siyempre, mag-ingat sa mga paputok. Iwasan na natin yan. Doon na po tayo sa mga turotot at iba pang malingay na mga laruan. Para kumpleto at masaya ang pagsalubong natin sa darating na bagong taon. Merry Christmas! Happy New Year po!
Ako may tanong ako kay Presidente.
Ano?
Kasya po ba ang 500 pesos sa Noche Buena? Kasya ba yun?
Ano ba yung mga tanong sa kanya?
Marami pa po kaming tanong for President Bongbong Marcos. But to all our kapatids, hopefully you can join us tomorrow, Christmas Eve, here on The Big Story. We're still gonna be live. But for tonight, this Tuesday, that's it for The Big Story. We'll see you tomorrow.
Let's enjoy the holidays, but let's not forget that people have to be accountable. 'Di ba? Kita mo naman mga kababayan natin, naghihirap pumuntang bayan nila, ang daming hassle. 'Di ba? Tapos yung iba nagpapakasarap. Anyway, I hate to be a wet blanket on this holiday season, but let's not forget. Kapatid, we are one news, all sides, all the time. Have a good night.
Now, of course, stay tuned because coming up next is Play-by-Play with Andre Felix and Cheska Liton Calao.
Sa amin naman wala namang controversial, pero masaya. Pati yung guest namin.
Aba, may mga away sa inyo, mga, ba yun, batukan.
Wala, di namin hindi highlight yun.
Okay.
We were highlighting the athletes.
Yung mga atleta
And the
tayo, yung
wonderful
mga nanalo ng
stories of
gold. Pati si Ina Palacios, guest namin, retired from the national team.
Yep.
Tagal, 18 years with representing the flag and the country. Pero maganda naman yung sinabi mo, Ses, no? Lagi namin binabanggit din yan, kahit sa Good Morning Kapatid yun na Pasko na, wala pa rin nananagot.
Oo, di ba? Parang
wala pa rin nakukulong
ninoloko ba tayo o ano?